Jury is present in the courtroom. We will note for the record. Mr. Wolford, I understand you are the jury foreperson.
Yes, sir.
And the court has received a message on behalf of the jury that the jury has reached a verdict in this case. Is this true?
This is correct.
Is this decision a unanimous one? That is one that is agreed upon by all members of the jury.
That's correct.
And do any of the jurors disagree with your foreperson's representations? No disagreement. It does indeed appear to be unanimous. God bless you. If you would be so kind, pass the documents to the bailiff. You may be seated, Mr. Wolford. I will review for proper form and publish the verdict on behalf of the jury. And the defendant shall rise. In cause number 24, CR-1535, the state of Texas versus Deontay Devon Sostand. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of the offense of deadly conduct by discharge of a firearm as charged by the indictment. This is signed by the jury foreperson. It is received. It is made a part of the record for all purposes. In this case, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I received your verdict finding the defendant guilty of this third-degree felony of deadly conduct by discharge of a firearm. That brings us to a close of phase one of this bifurcated two-part jury system. At this time, we are going to move forward and proceed with the punishment phase of the trial. And I want to repeat once again that you will be under all the instructions previously given to you in this case. Let me see the lawyers up here for just a second. Thank you. The record shall now show that the jury is in the courtroom. All parties are present. Mr. Wolford, on behalf of the jury as foreperson, we've received a message that the jury has reached a verdict in the second or punishment phase of the trial. Is that so, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is this verdict a unanimous one? That is one that is agreed upon by all members of the jury?
That's correct.
Do any of the jurors challenge the representation of your jury foreperson? There is no disagreement. It does indeed appear to be unanimous. As before, if you would be so kind, pass the documents to the bailiff. You may be seated. The court will review for proper form and publish the verdict. Thank you.
All right, guys, listen closely because this courtroom moment unfolds with intense anticipation. The jury confirms they have reached a unanimous verdict, and the tension in the room becomes almost impossible to ignore. The defendant is ordered to stand as the judge reads the decision into the record. After reviewing the evidence, the jury finds him guilty of deadly conduct involving the discharge of a firearm, pushing the trial into its crucial punishment phase.
And the defendant shall rise. In cause number 24, CR 1535, the state of Texas versus Deontay Devon Sostand. We, the jury, find the defendant has not been convicted of any previous felony offenses as alleged in the indictment, and assess his punishment at confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term of 10 years. That is the sentence of the jury signed by the foreperson. You may be seated. Thank you. And it is received and made a part of the record for all purposes. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time, the court has received your verdict, not only finding the defendant guilty, but assessing his punishment of 10 years imprisonment. And at the beginning of this trial, I placed you under a number of instructions. At this time, I am releasing you from all those instructions. However, one additional item. Once you are discharged, you are released from your oath of secrecy. You are free to discuss this case and your deliberations with anyone. You are also free to refuse to discuss this case and have every right to maintain your silence unless otherwise ordered to do so by the court. In a little bit of time, the attorneys are going to be discharged. And they always like to speak to jurors to get input and feedback if you wish. They'll be out there in about 5 or 10 minutes. And they always appreciate any input they get from jurors. But also, you're free to leave. And I want to thank you for your service as jurors. And we talk about self-governance, and that's the way this country works. Without good, fair people coming forward, the Constitution does not work. So I want to thank you so much for your attention, your time and investment, and your citizenship. I hope to have the honor to work with you in the future. Until then, may God continue to bless Jefferson County and her citizens. And you are excused. And alternates, thank you very much for holding vigil. Make sure that your badges are left with us. We don't want to find those at Rayo's or somewhere. We get them at a lot of restaurants. That's fancy. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You are excused.
Now here's where the final consequences arrive. The jury returns once again with a unanimous decision on punishment. The courtroom listens carefully as the judge announces the sentence: 10 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. With the verdict officially recorded, the judge thanks the jurors for their service, reminding them that the justice system depends on ordinary citizens stepping forward to uphold accountability and the rule of law.
And again, the lawyers are going to be out in about 5 minutes. Thank you.